Students, today we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of vegetative propagation. In the last session, we have discussed about the methods of vegetative propagation. Today we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of vegetative propagation. Firstly, advantages of vegetative propagation. It is quick, cheap and easy method. Vegetative propagation is a very quick method because in a very short period of time we can produce a large number of plants. It is very easy and cheap. In this method, no technical things are used and no more new techniques are used. It is a very easy and cheap method that is adopted by each and every horticulturist. Second, desirable characters are preserved. In the vegetative propagation, the desirable characters, the characters that we want in the plants, they are preserved in the next generation. They are not eliminated. Fast method. The vegetative propagation is a very fast method. With the help of this method, we can produce a large number of plants within a short period of time. Next, large number of plants can be grown. With this method, we can grow a large number of plants at a time. Last, survival rate is 100%. In vegetative propagation, survival rate is 100% because in any other method, sexual method, the survival rate is not 100% because the competition increases for each and everything. That's why the survival rate decreases there. But here the survival rate is 100%. Now the disadvantages. Vegetative propagation has disadvantages too also. Number one, overcrowding, competition increases. When we produce a large number of plants at a time, it covers the space. In a small space, large number of plants are grown and this increases the competition. This causes the overcrowding. Next, propagules cannot be stored. The vegetative propagules, the stem propagules, the root propagules and the leaf propagules cannot be preserved for the future use. Undesirable characters not eliminated. Here, the undesirable characters are not eliminated because vegetative propagation is a type of asexual method and all the characters from the parent pass as it is to the next generation. Next, disease spread to the daughter cells. Suppose we have the plant who is infected with some disease and that disease is as it is passed to the next generation. This disease cannot be eliminated. Variations are absent. As in vegetative propagation, only one parent is involved. So the variations are not come. Variations are come only when the characters or the chromosomes are from the two parents. One is from the male and one is from the female. But here only one parent is involved. That's why variations are not occur. Next, advantages of tissue cultures. In the previous session, we have discussed about the tissue culture. Tissue culture has very good advantages. Number one, it produces disease-free plants. It produces disease-free plants. Suppose we have a plant that is infected. All plant is from top to the bottom. It is infected with the disease. But if we apply tissue culture to that plant, the plant produced from that plant is disease free. How? Because we can take the tissue from the growing tip of the stem and that growing tip is free from disease. Growing tip is free from disease because the growing tip has meristematic tissue, actively dividing meristematic tissue that is dividing again and again. So the plant is disease free plant. Secondly, exotic variety. We can grow exotic breeds or exotic varieties that are not grown in our country. We can growing that varieties also in our country with the help of this tissue culture. Next, it is a very fast method. Fast and quick, produces large number of plants at a time. Produces large number of plants. This tissue culture is very quick, very fast method of multiplication. From a single tip of the tissue, we can produce a large number of plants within a short period of time. Last, no environmental conditions are required. Tissue culture can be applied at any conditions. This tissue culture can be used in any season, at any time of the year. We can apply tissue culture throughout the year. Throughout the year we can use this method and grow a large number of plants. With this, our asexual mode of reproduction is completed. Now we will switch over to the sexual method. Sexual mode of reproduction. Students, what is sexual mode of reproduction or what is sexual method of reproduction? In sexual method of reproduction, we need two parents produces gametes, fusion of gametes means fertilization. In sexual method of reproduction, two parents are required. One is male that produces sperm. One is female that produces ovum. The fusion of gametes is also required. The fusion of sperm and ovum is required. After the fusion of the sperm, zygote is formed, and this process is known as the fertilization. Fertilization method. Fertilization is of two types: internal fertilization as well as external fertilization. Internal fertilization as well as external fertilization. Internal fertilization that occurs inside the body of the female. For example, in human, fertilization that occurs outside the body of the female. Here we can take the example of frog. Male frog discharges its sperm in the water. Female frog discharges its ovum in the water. In the water, external medium known as the water, fusion of gametes occurs, from which the zygote is formed. Then it starts its growth and development. This fertilization, external fertilization and internal fertilization. Here, external fertilization has disadvantage. This is more advantageous than the external fertilization. Why? In external fertilization, chance of fusion are very less. In internal fertilization, chance of fusion is 100%. ठीक है जी? A survey of sexual reproduction shows that it occurs in a large number of plants and animals. All these organisms are different in their external morphology, internal anatomy and physiology. Yet, they have some common features. They all are same in the mode of reproduction. For example, all are producing gametes. All males are producing sperm and all females are producing ovums. If we talk about the plants regarding sexual reproduction, then all plants, whether it is annual, whether it is biennial, whether it is perennial, all have to pass from all the 4 stages of their life. Let us recall the 4 stages of life. 4 stages of life. These are juvenile, reproductive, and maturity. Maturity and senescence. All the plants passes from these 4 stages. Juvenile is a stage before the maturity of the reproductive organs, in which the plant's root and shoot system develops, means before the formation of the flower. And reproductive age is the age in which a plant starts producing gametes. And maturity, in which the plants shed their flowers and the fruits are ripened. Then senescence, irreversible condition of the plant body, in which the plant cannot reverse the functioning of the body organs, and it starts declining towards the death. Some of the plants that starts growing even after the germination of the seed. For example, the seed, as soon as the seed germinates, it starts growing, it starts developing its root, it starts developing its shoot, and within a short period of time, the plant completed its juvenile phase and started producing gametes. These types of plants are called the annuals. And some of the plants, those completing their juvenile phase in one season, and in the next season it starts producing its gametes. Those plants are called the biennial plants. It means the biennial plants have all the 4 stages of life, but it is slightly longer. It takes time to develop. And in perennial plants are those plants. For example, we can take the example of pinus plants. It takes 10 to 12 years for the juvenile stage before the production of reproductive stage. After 10 to 12 years, it starts producing large number of fruits and flowers once in a life. After producing large number of flowers, it sheds its fruits. One more example we can take here, Strobilus corinthis. Strobilus corinthis. The common name of it is Nila corinthi. It takes 12 years for the juvenile stage, and after 12 years it produces flowers. This flower is found in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and it produces blue color flowers during the September month after 12 years. When it produces flowers, then Kerala and Tamil Nadu become the tourist attraction. It is filled with blue color flowers all here and there. Last is senescence. It means all the 4 stages are common in the life of the plant. Similarly, if we consider about the animals, for example, pre-mates and mates, human beings. In pre-mates, estrous cycle occurs, and in humans, menstrual cycle occurs. But as soon as it completed its juvenile stage and moves towards the reproductive stage, some of the external as well as external changes occurs inside the body. For example, if we take the example of human being, in the last class 10, you have read about the physiological changes that are found in male and female during the maturation of gametes at the age of the puberty. It means that changes indicate the reproductive phase. For example, we can explain the human. For example, in human males, the reproductive stage begins at the age of 13. In males, it starts developing some changes. For example, appearance of beard and mouth stitches, deepening of voice, and secretion of testosterone. That testosterone helps in the formation of sperms. Similarly in female, starting of menstrual cycle and secretion of estrogen and progesterone that helps in the formation of ovum in the body. These are the internal changes. Some of the physical external changes that depicts that the reproductive life is start in the human body. Similarly, some other animals show some external as well as internal changes, physiological changes that indicate the beginning of the reproductive stage. In the reproductive stage, we can divide reproductive stage in 3 phases. First is pre-fertilization, fertilization, and post-fertilization. Post-fertilization. Pre-fertilization means before the fertilization. It consists of 2 phases, gametogenesis and gamete transfer. Gametogenesis and second is gamete transfer. Gametogenesis means formation of gametes both in male as well as in female. Gamete transfer means transfer of male gamete into the female body. Okay, these 2 stages we will discuss in detail in the next session. So, students, please revise these topics. Thank you.